Han Sung-yoon was a young boy when the catastrophe occurred. Many people suffered and most of the people died. Two of them were Sungyeon's parents. He instantly lost everything. That disaster is known as the dungeon break. After 7 years of trying hard to become a hunter, Han Sung-yoon wanted to fight monsters and kill them, but he was heartbroken to see that he hadn't gotten any stronger. The lady was motivating her daughter to be strong and don't give up. This sentence touches the heart of the warrior. He tried to get a chance to take an exam, but he couldn't find any success. Everything changed when he was invited to the Tower of Trials, a strange place where challengers face tests against monsters and other people. Sung-yoon didn't know what was happening, but his instinct was telling him to seize the chance. He will be provided a weapon to win. The name of the subject was survival and he had to complete this challenge within the allocated amount of time, and as a reward, he would gain unique traits. The first round in the Tower of Trials was the desert. Since he had chosen the hard level, the monster was a sand golem. If he failed this trial, the penalty would be death. After starting the challenge, he was running and questioning himself, can I escape the sand golem by running like this? Due to his size, he was worried about running out of energy. He thought, the world gave me a sword and told me to survive. He faced a choice, either he would die by running or fighting. He started thinking about how his friends had trolled him about his capabilities, and he finally decided to fight. He knew that no other hunter knew because of 7 years of training. Whenever he fails he starts thinking about cruel words given by his friends and director. It was tough to reach the monster's core, but he tried and finally destroyed the core of the sand golem and completed the level. After killing the monster, he doubts himself but as told before he would get a reward. He got unique traits and an additional reward was fast recovery, E+. As an additional reward, he had obtained 500 points. Sung-yoon has absorbed the spirit of sand golem and the title given to him was Necromancy, F, increasing his proficiency by 7%. His strength increased by 3, his health increased by 2 and he was feeling like powerful strength in his body. Now he can store many spirits within him, and an additional effect provided by the world was a permanent increase in his stats, the number of spirits he could store and use. He was still thinking about becoming a hunter. After going inside the waiting room, all of his injuries were healed. The world also provided 5 commands: info, store, community, inventory, and trials. The second round started at 23 hours and 21 minutes. Suddenly, the chat box was opened and the non-hunters got angry, but then the admin entered to give important information to those who had completed the tutorial trial. The information was, first, how to use points which were earned in a tutorial trial, second, the points were used as currency within the Tower of Trials, third, you might use the community to give and receive points from others, fourth, points could only be earned from trials. Sung-yoon went to the store and buy some stuff to survive next level. He saved his points because without points he couldn't even get a drop of water. Before attaining the next floor, he doubted himself for a few seconds, then, after he started motivating himself too, he entered on the second floor which was forest time and the subject was assassination. He had to assassinate the Orcs tribe leader within the given time. In the Orc tribe there will be a guard means an Orc hunter. He was thinking that it would be difficult to win this floor without help. But the main problem was there were many Orcs and to defeat all the Orcs, he needed the group of E-rank hunters. When the Orcs and their guard would return to the village to eat or take a break, Sung-yoon closed up the village with fire, and when killed 2 Orc workers, the unique traits necromancy had been activated. He had absorbed their spirits and increased proficiency by 9%, strength had increased by 4, agility had risen by 3, and stamina had increased by 4, and defeats 3 Orc workers. He had to be careful with the guard, and the path would clear to defeat the clan head. Ultimately, he killed all the Orcs and earns 1 more skill, Fire Resistance rank F. He had completed the second floor of the Tower of Trials. Sung-yoon thanked his old shield for protecting him. In the chat box, the members were talking about the way to return to Earth. That time admin gave information for using question vouchers. Other members were gossiping about a temporary return stone to sail, that you can return to Earth for a couple of days when you complete the 5th level. Sung-yoon thought if I return to Earth with these abilities then I could become an A-rank hunter. He started worrying and wanted to go back but after a few seconds, he decided to stay positive and said I was nothing when I came here, now I'm averaging. He opened his status, Han Sung-yoon. Strength 18, Stamina 15, Agility 14, Magic Power 7, Unique Traits, Necromancy rank F, Skill, Fast Recovery rank E+, Fire Resistance rank F, Pain Resistance rank D. He got 5 spirits by putting himself in danger, so he decided to absorb it first. Then the status had risen as follows: Strength 27, Stamina 25, Agility 28, Magic Power 13. He purchases a big dead tree shield and black steel dagger for the next floor. He also had the magic power, movement speed would increase for 1 minute. The third round begins, he enters the cave and the subject is duel. He chose the hard level, that's why he had to defeat the Guardian of Darkness. When Sung Yoon was fighting with the Guardian of Darkness, he realized that he is copying him. He decides to finish him using speed, but as he attacks the Guardian with full speed, he loses his hand. As the speed time limit was still remaining, he quickly attacks using his shield, and defeats him, completing the third level. He had an effect that could obtain awakened skill from one of the spirits. He was waiting for the fourth level in the waiting room and he feels like a home. To test his healing power, he crashed the wall, it looked like he healed perfectly. However, he completed this floor and the necromancy rank F increased by 100% proficiency. He jumped towards the next level of necromancy was rank E. He was upgrading his knowledge from 4th floor community. As soon as he saw the notice, he was shocked to realize that he would have to eliminate not only demons but also someone else with his strength. Sung Yoon was feeling awkward because he had only defeated demons until that point. Lee Hae-yeon said, "Now onwards for this challenge, we were the teammates then start with introduction." Lee Hae-yeon specialized in helping the team and besides that, she was an E-rank hunter too. Another teammate was Lee Sung-hoon, he specialized in close combat and was also the D-rank hunter. On this trip, the theme was Eve competition. Here they had to defeat the Globen King before the other team did. Now the castle door was opening and the challenge began, but it seemed like Lee Sung-hoon didn't like their new teammate the Sung-yoon. Lee Sung-hoon was fighting with the goblin alone. He was worried that the newbie, Sung-yoon, couldn't stay in front of this monster and we would fail. As Sung-hoon overwhelmed by goblins, Sung-yoon ran towards goblin, and started helping Sung-hoon, and accomplished goblin hunter achievement. After killing the goblins, one skill added from the goblin was, Ranger's Knowledge rank F. His overall field of view would widen and it will be easier to see approaching enemies. Sung-yoon was overjoyed as if he had hit the jackpot. Sung-hoon was making fun of Sung-yoon, saying that he was lucky to have an easy opponent like a weak goblin, but you did it well. Thereafter Sung-yoon takes responsibility for giving commands and leading the game, which will be effective for the group. After absorbing the goblin's spirits, the time left was 14 hours and 37 minutes. Hae-yeon was certain that goblins used to appear regularly, but then they suddenly stopped showing up. Dead goblins lay everywhere, their blood still warm. Sung-yoon worried their rivals had arrived first, fearing penalty for not finishing trial on time. On the other side, the opponent team, Lee Hyung-nim was killing goblins alone, and their teammates were standing aside. Hyung-nim ordered Lee Jin-ho to open the door. Unable to take action, he was interrupted while attempting to open the door. Once specific criteria are fulfilled, the entire challenger team will proceed into the Goblin King's tower. The boss fight commences when only one team remains and the world mandates that nobody can exit the area. Sung-yoon asked for help from Hae-yeon to transfer some of the agility to him, and the remaining agility to Sung-hoon. Hae-yeon had trust in Sung-yoon's strength because she saw it with her own eyes. She murmured that human hunters were more frightening than the monsters. During the battle, Sung-yoon realized Hyung-nim's special power, the ability to see the path of the opponent's sword. Despite this, Sung-yoon blocks his vision using his shield and defeats him. However, he felt uneasy because he had killed a human for the first time. Hae-yeon thought he appeared strong and cold, and asked him if he was okay. Sung-yoon responded that he was fine. He then proposed proceeding with the boss fight immediately, and the team agreed. He ultimately defeated the trial goal, the Goblin King, and his status increased by 4. He also gained the skill acceleration rank D. Hae-yeon admired Sung-yoon's fighting style, strength, and ability, and sent him a friend request. She was excited about finishing the 4th floor trial but upset because she didn't receive any rewards. Sung-yoon was confused as to whether he absorb a human soul or not. He knows that if he absorbs the human spirit, he will become stronger, but he's not that selfish. He won't kill people to achieve it, but if the situation demands it, he will do it. He made up his mind and absorbed it. He entered the lobby of the 5th floor. The system had expanded, trials totalization had been created to grade every challenger's rank. He changed his alias from Han Sung-yoon to Hunter. He was ranked 16th, meaning in the top 50, and it was unexpected. He noticed that the challenger in the top 50 would be called pioneers, and those who are called pioneers would obtain benefits on the 8th floor. The benefit is that if they remain pioneers till the 8th floor, then they will obtain the privilege to be called Halo. Sung-yoon had purchased the return stone. This will allow him to return to where he came from for 3 days. He was thinking that it would be a good test, that he wanted to see if he could bring his equipment with him. And that's it for the first part, stay tuned for the next parts. Thanks for watching.